What is up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be discussing if you are scared to start a business. It's totally normal. A lot of people go through it at different stages or at different levels, and we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can overcome it. So let's dive in.
I am Malinowski.
If you're watching this video, you might be in a position now where you are scared to start a business. Maybe you're not scared, but maybe you're just kind of curious, is starting a business for me? I'm worried about people judging me, criticizing, whatever it is that you might be worried about when it comes to starting any type of endeavor, business, hobby, type of activity, whatever it is. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over 5 ways to overcome this fear of being scared when you're starting out a business. So let's go over the first one. The first one is as follows. The first one is just looking at things from a big picture. What I mean by this is if you look at some of the most successful brands today, the most successful people in business, doesn't matter what industry they're in, the big picture, if you look at it, is that if you look at any of these businesses, all these businesses had humble beginnings. They all started with that person who started it with a humble idea of saying, you know what, I'm willing to put this idea out into the world for other people to judge it. And they will judge it how they will. Obviously, over time, they're able to build up their business more and more. But every business that you look at today and you might look up and say, oh, this business is amazing, they all started from very early humble beginnings based on an idea. Obviously, the most important parts are executing on those ideas, but look at the big picture when it comes to you thinking about, oh, I'm scared about starting a business. If you're going to start a business, you're going to face criticism. You're going to face people that are going to tell you it's not going to work, but it's how you deal with the criticism, people telling you no, telling you can't do it. That's going to be the ultimate deciding factor of if you succeed or not. So that's number one. The second way that we are going to address overcoming the idea of being scared about starting an online business is what Noah Kagan phrased as the coffee challenge. Now, the coffee challenge is a great activity to get anyone, myself, you, anyone for that matter, getting you to go out of your comfort zone to be comfortable being uncomfortable. What the coffee challenge is, the premise is very simple. You will go into a coffee store, a cafe, wherever, and when you order your food or your coffee, whatever you're getting, you ask, can I have 10% off? And you're not going to say, oh, I'm doing a challenge where I'm trying to ask 10% off. All you're simply doing is asking, hey, can I please have 10% off? And then you just hold with that uncomfortableness. Maybe if you have that, maybe you do, maybe you don't, and just see what the response is. The point of the challenge is not to necessarily get you 10% off your coffee. The challenge is asking and being okay with the answer being yes or no. And if you do this a few times, you'll realize that maybe you will get a discount off the coffee, but that's not the point. The point is being okay, being in an uncomfortable situation. When I guest lectured at a university over in Europe, recently, I had the whole class go through the coffee challenge, and a few of them emailed me and said it was a lot of fun. And one or two of them actually, they ended up getting a discount off of their coffee, and they thought it was kind of funny because they're like, I never thought I would, but it was fun going through the exercise. So if you've never gone through the coffee challenge, all you do is when you go to, get a coffee, or if you don't drink coffee, whenever you go get a tea or any type of beverage, or even a meal, ask for 10% off if you're at the counter. See how it goes. It's a great way to overcome the fear. And yes, it does tie to being scared about starting a business because it's overcoming that fear, that worry of being criticized and judged. So that's number 2. Number 3 is starting out small when it comes to if you want to try to get a business or a concept and or idea going. Don't try to set such lofty goals from initially from day one. The reason you don't want to do this is, let's say that you have an ambition to build a successful business and you're like, I want to get these people to pay me thousands of dollars right now. If you're just getting started out, you're kind of worried. You're like, I have this idea, but I'm worried about what other people are going to say to me, how they're going to judge me. Start small in the sense of, if you have an idea for maybe a potential business or whatever you want to start small by asking people, hey, if I were to offer this service or build this product or this course or whatever it is it might be, would you be willing to pay X amount of dollars for it? Maybe that's $5, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20. But getting in the habit of asking people if they will pay for what you're offering not only gets you more comfortable with this idea of getting early customers in with your business, but it also confirms to you that yes, you have an ability to sell and get people interested in what you're offering. Not just saying, once you build something, they'll pay for it. You actually have people that will say, yes, I am willing to pay for it. So number 3 is starting small. When you have an idea, talk to people, ask people, would you pay for this? And if a ton of people say no, then you can know in kind that, hey, this idea wasn't going to work. Everyone said no to it. Move on to the next idea. Don't waste too much time. The 4th way that is really good way to overcoming this scared idea of starting a business is try to get more comfortable with sales skills in general. Sales is one of the most important skills that you can have when you are building a business. And sales comes in a lot of different ways. Some people are not comfortable being on camera, as I am right now. Others are not comfortable being on the phone, audio-wise, and calling people. If that's the case, maybe you are a much better writer. And if you are going to be able to try to pitch your business, you're always going to be selling, not only to customers, but you also need to be able to sell to employees for why they should come work with you. Maybe you're going to raise capital and venture capital down the road if you really want to grow your business and that makes sense for you. You're going to have to be able to sell your business to investors for them to believe and back your vision. So sales, if that is an area that is a weakness for you, work on different sales skills. You can do this in a variety of ways. You can do this by just going out and doing it, which is one of the best and quickest ways to learn. If you're not comfortable being on the phone with someone, get on the phone and try calling people. You're realizing that it's not as hard as it seems once you do it a few times. Be okay with people telling you no. And also get better at copywriting, get better at writing emails, communicating, and sales in general. It will help you and you will reap rewards in the long run. So that is number 4. Get better at sales in general. The 5th and final way of overcoming being scared to start a business is just importantly getting started. Everyone is so worried about what other people think, about getting criticized, and the truth of the matter is to look at it this way. Whether you do something, you put something out that is good or bad, you're going to get judged no matter what. Just put your work out in the world. Be okay. Know that there is going to be criticism, but there's also going to be a lot of positivity around that. So never let an idea of maybe a few friends or a few family members or strangers for that matter, don't let their opinions or criticism stop you from putting out what it is you want in the world. And a great quote that I like to use is from a guy named Jerzy Gregorek. And his quote was, hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life. And when this comes to these ideas of starting a business, just go ahead and get started. And you will learn over time. You'll learn a ton of lessons just by going ahead and doing it. And coming from me to you, do not be afraid of other people criticizing and judging you. It's all a part of the process. And sure, it might put you down at times. That's natural, depending on what your personality is like. But notice that be okay with it, that everyone goes through it. So go out there, get started. Do not be afraid to go through it, because every business, that great one that you look at today, they all started with humble beginnings, and they also got criticized too. So put great work out in the world, continually work on your craft, get better at sales, and you will reap the rewards. Have a great rest of the day, and if you took any value out of this video, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because each week we talk about awesome topics related to building online businesses. We nerd out about entrepreneurship and tech, and have videos that are just like these each and every week. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video.